just trying to get comfy here. What is up, guys? It's Jalen. So today I wanted to talk about something that I get asked about a lot, like in real life and on YouTube. As you guys probably know, because you probably came here from this video, I had this video that blew up. It was the My Pets video, and now it has over 1 million views. Like, holy crap. Yeah, a question that I get asked on that video and all my other videos a whole bunch is, how do you have so many pets? Basically, another thing that people ask me is that they tell me that their parents won't let them have pets, and I don't know, just like how to talk to their parents about it and like convince them to help them get an animal. That really sucks that some parents don't let people, like kids, have pets. I don't understand it. My kid's literally gonna be able to have like whatever animal it wants. I just kind of want to tell you guys like the story of how having pets was for me while I was growing up, and how to help you guys out with telling your parents why you really want a pet. So rolling back to when I was born. I was born into a family that had 2 dogs and a rabbit. And I've grown up with pets my entire life, basically. My family really loves animals, and I'm so fortunate for that, but they're probably the reason that I love animals so much. My mom is an animal advocate. She's very much animal loving. My family loves animals just as much as I do, which is why I'm able to have so many animals. Also, you have to be at least somewhat financially stable to have a lot of pets. So yeah, like I said, when I was little, I grew up into a house with 2 dogs and a rabbit, and gradually, just like when I was little, I would always catch lizards, and I'd come back with like a jar with lizards in it and stuff. Me and my friends would always catch lizards, and I'd catch snakes and stuff when I was little. I keep them for like a day and then let them go. A really easy pet for kids to have is a hamster, and I always had hamsters growing up. I would say that's a really great starter pet for a little kid, or any kid between like the ages of like 7 to 10. Like if you've never had a pet before, a really good pet to start with is a hamster, because they're very easy to take care of and they're small, so they don't need a massive enclosure or anything. Eventually, I lived in a house when I was little, then I lived in an apartment, and in that apartment, me and my mom had a rabbit and a hamster, I think. Yeah, and then I had a bearded dragon at one point in that apartment. Obviously, I started off with not that many animals, but then when my family stopped moving into apartments and we started living in houses, the animals just kind of like started building up. Like, I'd come home from school one day and my mom would be like, surprise, we got a bird. I remember I came back from staying at my dad's, and my mom just had like, we just had a bird cage set up in our living room, and I was just like, well, now we have a parrot. I was probably like 7 at the time. We would always go to reptile and mammal shows when I was little, and we would always come back with some sort of animal, some type of reptile, usually a tarantula maybe. We came back with a scorpion one time. We came back with a Goliath tarantula. Those are the ones that are called bird-eating spiders. But like I said, it was just kind of a gradual build-up getting all these animals. All the animals that are in the video that has over 1 million views now, than My Pets video. I don't have all of them right now. The animals that I currently have are Kuma, my hamster. I have 3 rabbits, a chinchilla, chickens, 3 chickens, 1 snake, 1 crested gecko, 1 tarantula, 2 Pac-Man frogs, a bullfrog, and 2 dogs. Oh, and I have a little canary. I don't think I'm missing anybody. Let me know if I'm missing somebody, because I don't believe I am. We've had most of our animals for really like many years. We've had my dog Fletcher, my rescue dog. We've had him for like almost 10 years now. We've had Hercules, my little dog, for a couple years now. When we get animals, we don't like to get rid of them, obviously. So we keep them like their entire lives until like, unless they become a problem. Like my bird that I had in the video, we didn't realize how much that type of parrot is like, they need constant attention like all the time. And when I got him, like the people at the pet store were like, oh well, this is a great like first like starter parrot for you to have. Like, these parrots are amazing, super friendly with everybody, and that's true to an extent. The Indian ringnecks that they had at their store were very friendly with everybody, but mine was very picky with who he was friendly with. He would attack my mom all the time, every time that she would try and feed him. I was in high school at the time, so I would be gone at school for 6 hours and he would be miserable, just squawking the entire day waiting for me to come home. And then once I finally got home, I had to have him on me all the time, or else he'd like start screaming if I wasn't touching him. So unfortunately I had to get rid of him, but we found him a really good home with like a 15-year-old boy who loves him a whole bunch now. So I'm very happy for him. Of course it was sad because I was really attached to him. It's good now. Only in situations like that do we ever get rid of our animals, but that's why we have accumulated so many pets over the years, because we keep our animals, and so when we add a new one, we still have our old ones. And I'm also going to talk to you about how you can convince your parents to let you have pets. That is, if you're like under the age of like 18 and still live in a house with your parents, which I know a lot of you are. When I was little, I would basically just beg my parents to let me have an animal that I really wanted. But that doesn't always work, obviously, because if you're doing that, then, and you still don't have an animal, then that's not working. But something that I really recommend doing is showing your parents that you're very willing to take care of your animal. Do research on the animal that you really want. Figure out what type of animal you want. Like, say that you want a hamster. Do research on the hamster. Know everything that you need to get for him. And if you want to know, if you want a specific animal and you want me to do a video on it, leave a comment below and I shall. So yeah, like I said, do research on the animal that you want and prove to them that you're willing to take care of the animal, because I think that that's very important. When I was little, often I would get an animal that I really wanted and my parents would be like, oh, you're gonna take care of him this time, right? And then my parents would always end up being the ones who clean the cages and stuff. And you have to make sure that you're willing to take the responsibility of having that specific pet. Because if your parents want nothing to do with the animal, then obviously they're not going to want to take care of it. Having parents who are allergic to animals is a whole different story. I'm allergic to cats, so I used to have a cat and I developed, okay, another thing that people are always commenting on my video about is how I only have one chinchilla, and it's super annoying because I explained this in another video, but I had another chinchilla living with that chinchilla almost his entire life, but that chinchilla died like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So we can't just, my chinchilla's old now, we can't just introduce another chinchilla into his life now, and I'm allergic to chinchillas, so I can't even help my mom out with them. So why would we buy another one when I can't help take care of him because I'm allergic to him now? I developed allergies over time. If you're, like I said, if your parents are allergic to something, another animal that they can't be allergic to are reptiles. And a lot of people comment about how their mom is afraid of snakes and they can't get animals. What I suggest is you showing your mom or any parent that's afraid of snakes / reptiles videos, or do your research, like I said, on snakes and how they're friendly when they're handled often. Like my snake, he's so friendly. I've never been bit by him, ever. Just because it's a snake doesn't mean it's gonna bite. I could bite you if I really wanted to. Like, not every animal is just gonna bite you. Really good starter snakes are ball pythons. That's what I have. Obviously, there's the aspect of you having to feed them mice, but like, you can get frozen mice, which is another option. Like I said, just do your research. Research is really, really important when you're getting animals. Another really good starter animal is bearded dragons. I had those my entire life. I'm so surprised that we don't have a bearded dragon right now. But I had bearded dragons all throughout elementary school and middle school. Bearded dragons are super easy to take care of. They just need a heat lamp, a nice enclosure, and you feed them crickets and mealworms with calcium sprinkled on it. And they're really friendly. So I think another bearded dragon is a great pet to start off with. So yeah, I hope this thoroughly explains how I have so many pets. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will leave all of my social media links and crap in the description below. If you have any questions or if I missed anything, make sure you leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.